The prosecution against a former Australian political advisor, Bruce Lehrmann, who was accused of raping a colleague, Brittany Higgins, in Australia's Parliament House has been dropped. Bruce Lehrmann denies sexually assaulting Brittany Higgins on a minister's sofa after a night out in 2019. He appeared in court in October, but the trial collapsed due to jury misconduct. A friend of Brittany Higgins says she is in hospital to help deal with the trauma of the incident, and that while it is disappointing the trial has ended this way, Brittany's health and safety must always come first. Here's the Australian Capital Territory's Director of Public Prosecutions.
In light of the compelling independent medical opinion and balancing all factors, I've made the difficult decision that it is no longer in the public interest to pursue a prosecution at the risk of a complainant's life. This has left me no option but to file a notice declining to proceed with the retrial of this matter, which I've done this morning. This brings the prosecution to an end. Before concluding, during the investigation and trial as a sexual assault complainant, Ms Higgins has faced a level of personal attack that I've not seen in over 20 years of doing this work. She's done so with bravery, grace and dignity, and it is my hope that this will now stop and Ms Higgins will be allowed to heal.
Well, our correspondent in Sydney, Phil Mercer, has this.
Prosecutors said that a retrial scheduled for February of next year would pose a significant and unacceptable risk to the life of the complainant. Brittany Higgins alleged that she was raped by a former colleague called Bruce Lehrmann on the sofa in the office of a former Defence Minister in Canberra after a night out in March 2019. Bruce Lehrmann has vehemently denied the allegations. He said that no sexual activity took place. However, earlier this year he went on trial, but that trial was aborted because of juror misconduct. A retrial was scheduled for February of next year, but the Director of Public Prosecutions in the Australian Capital Territory is now saying that there is too much of a risk to the health and well-being of Brittany Higgins. We heard from a friend who released a statement saying that Ms Higgins is currently in hospital receiving treatment for the trauma of being involved in this prosecution. We've yet to hear from Bruce Lehrmann, but one thing is for certain, this very high-profile case that prompted widespread protests across the country regarding more serious concerns or more broader concerns about the safety of women, especially in politics. This case will no longer proceed.